Hi, it's Ben from My Cycling Coach. I hope you're doing well and that you're having a great day. So off the back of the video I did yesterday on long-term planning with your training for events that you may already have in the diary for next spring and summer, I got quite a few questions on nutrition or nutrition preparation for these events as well. And guys were saying that, they've done some events in the past and really found that they've struggled with their nutrition. They've got cramp, had to even maybe stop the event because their fueling wasn't where it should be, hydration wasn't quite there, just they weren't actually able to complete the ride, or they really found that at certain points during the event that they were really struggling, low in energy, and their performance really dropped because of it. And I think one of the things that we can get quite confused with sometimes is that, really, no matter the level of event, you should have some sort of nutrition, fueling and hydration strategy in place. I think some people who I speak to, when I start talking to them about nutrition strategy, they often say, that's only really for sort of racers and more higher level competitions maybe. But really, no matter the level of your ride, event, sportif, charity, endurance ride, you should really have some sort of basic fueling and hydration strategy in place to ensure that you, one, have enough energy to just be able to complete that ride, and two, that you can also maximise your performance, whilst doing this event. Even though it might be a charity ride or just a local club event, you still want to be able to perform at your best. So linking this to the video that I did yesterday on the long-term planning, nutrition and hydration is something that you should also already be playing with in your training at this time of year, or certainly if you're looking to really start upping things in January for a competition an event that you've got next spring or summer. You should already start looking at your nutrition strategies and playing with those strategies to see what works best for you. Because again, what a lot of guys can do is that they will have, they'll use certain things in training for fueling. So this might be energy bars, energy gels, certain types of solids, different types of carbohydrate mixes in their bottle. But then when it comes to race day, they'll actually start using different things just because they think because it's a race, they need to start doing things differently. And this is really a big mistake. You want to be replicating exactly the same nutrition and hydration strategies that you're doing in your training for race day. And training is a fantastic time to be able to actually play around and see what works best for you, so that when you do go into race day, all you've got to do is just replicate that strategy and you already know it works, and that's then going to allow you to perform at your best during that event. So some of the things that you might want to start looking at are just beginning with, what is your pre-ride meal that you're taking on before you go out to do your training, the types of foods you're eating. So if you are doing maybe, high intensity work or longer endurance rides, you really do need to be looking at fueling with some sort of carbohydrate. And you need to be finding what works best for you. So pre-ride meal would maybe be 2-3 hours before you actually start doing your training ride. That's where you want to be looking at taking on maybe the more starchy based carbohydrates like the pasta, potatoes, wholemeal bread and things like that. And finding again what foods actually work for you as well. All of these things need to be tried and tested. Then as you get closer to the ride, you might looking at taking on a more sugary based carb. So this is where you start then moving over to stuff like your energy bars, energy gels. This could be before you even start your ride, just to give you a little top up, and also during the ride itself. So, some people really find it hard to palate and use energy gels. Some people prefer using solids. Some people don't really like eating at all when they're on the bike and prefer just actually having a real good carbohydrate mix in their bottle to be able to then make sure that you're getting those carbs in when you're doing your training ride. So I say all these things are stuff you need to be really considering during your training, and you can almost use obviously the next 6 months, if your event is next summer, to play around with this. Again, hydration, how much, hydration, there's obviously a lot of factors that will influence hydration levels, those being ambient temperature, sweat rates, but knowing how much that you also need to drink on the bike is crucial for you to avoid things like cramp, Obviously a real drop in performance. I did do a video the other week on, the effects of dehydration. So just, I won't go into too much detail, but the heart will, if you get dehydrated, the heart will actually start to pump less blood around the body. It means that the muscles aren't getting as much oxygen. So dialing in your hydration is also really key, and playing around with that and knowing how much you need to drink to be able to maintain your performance. So yeah guys, wanted to do a quick video on that today, just off the back of yesterday's video. Long-term planning with your nutrition is just as important with the training, and trying and testing methods in training so that you know what works when it actually comes to doing that event, and that you stick to this strategy. No matter the level of event, it doesn't have to be a real high profile race for you to have a nutritional strategy and hydration strategy in place. Just doing a whatever type of ride it may be, you should also always have some sort of plan in place with your nutrition and hydration so that you can make sure that you perform at your best. Yeah guys, if you found that useful, please just drop a like on the post. Feel free to follow, share, subscribe. As always, if you found it useful, I'd love to hear from you with any comments. I am going to be going into and doing some more nutrition videos in the coming weeks to help you with your nutrition on and off the bike. Cheers guys, have a good rest of your day, enjoy your riding and speak soon.